do you feel she's getting on?
I've definitely feel like I've seen an improvement in her reading. I
Mhm.
feel like so she was kind of on the cusp of doing small chapter books when she started with this. Um
Mm.
and just I just feel like her reading has been the confidence that I've seen in that, and just being able to blend words that she couldn't. She does still try and guess words, I think. So the amount of times I see her reading and then I'll be like, no, 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 let's go back to that word, because she'll say something that she thinks might make sense and then just carries on rather than actually reading what the word is. But I have to admit, when we first started with this, I was a little bit skeptical of online, just because given, she has attention issues and that kind of stuff, I was thinking I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. But I've been so impressed with just how engaged she is. And sometimes I'm thinking, oh, she's shouting out at the computer screen. I'm not sure if she's being too loud and too kind of getting too busy kind of thing. But it's the complete opposite almost to what I expected with that side of things, and her just really getting involved. And you hear her shouting out the answers and all kinds of things. So yeah, definitely from that perspective, I feel like she is definitely getting more confident.
Good. I'm really glad to see that. And do you feel like anybody else has noticed, or like school or any or parents or?
I think I noticed in her book when she does, because she has extra reading support, and I did notice they said they were saying a few of the comments were just kind of quite wowed by what she'd been doing, which was really good. But we are due to, before the end of the summer term, we will have a follow up with the teacher just to see if she feels like it's made any difference or not. Because yeah, we obviously we've seen it from that perspective, but I'm not sure what they've seen at school.
So,
Yeah.
like, what do you feel has helped her the most so far, like with the learning approach?
I think the games have really helped.
Mm.
I think as well doing things in bite size,
Mhm.
because especially because I think during that first year where she would have been at school, it was a COVID year, so I
Mm.
think she missed out on a lot of that foundational stuff. And I can see Ellie, my youngest, in that, because she's in her reception year, and I can see how much she is getting from what she's learning. And I think that it's really becoming more evident now how much she's missed. And it's like, because her class are constantly obviously moving forward, she's still not got those foundation blocks in place. And I feel like what she's getting from these sessions is just that, it's almost like going back over the stuff she would have done at some point, but just getting her head around it and giving her those foundations to move forward. So whilst she might not be where everyone else is, at least she's getting that strong foundation and the building blocks to go forward. Otherwise, I feel like she's just never ever going to get it if they just keep going forward.
No, no, I don't as well. I agree, and this is why it's really important to go back, to go forward,
Yeah.
and to kind of explain it in a way that kind of supports them,
Yes.
and like in a way that works for their brain, that they enjoy as
Yeah.
well. I think that's really important.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like from just watching her interact, I feel like you can see that she's enjoying it, because she is interacting and she is getting involved. And
Mm.
yeah, there has been the odd time, but I think there was one time when she was quite a bit poorly, and probably it was bad on me in that I kind of pushed her to do it, because she had this weird bug where she'd go in like peaks and troughs, and she'd be fine 1 minute, she'd be outside playing, and then she'd be
And
not so
then,
good. And it was
mm,
weird. So one of the days she'd been outside playing all the rest of it, and then she was like, I don't want to do tutoring. And I was like, no, come on, you've been out playing, you'll be fine. But actually, in hindsight, I know she wasn't that engaged and she was really struggling. But I think on the whole, from the majority of the sessions, because one of us normally tries to stay in the room to make sure that she doesn't just kind of go AWOL. And she hasn't really. I think, again, there was only one day where I saw her trying to see what was going out in the window in the garden, just being nosy. But yeah, on the whole, I feel like it's really helped. But even down to like something happened this week, and she said, "Oh, we were learning the ER sound this week," and then she started talking about it, which at school she rarely does. She can't remember anything from school.
mm. Oh, that's good. So it's obviously going in, that's
Yeah,
good, and just like supporting her as well, because then she'll know, oh, it means this or it means that, and it's able to kind of she understands it better. What has been your experience like working with us, like on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been good. I think for Alexia, it's been really good. I think the only thing sometimes, particularly more because I guess we're not always around, so sometimes it's their grandparents helping her out, and when the lessons change sometimes and the links and all that kind of stuff can get a bit confusing. But that's probably my only very, very small kind of comment about
Mm.
stuff. Yeah, that's probably it. And that's more, I guess, a combination of things sometimes because there's a lot of changes and it doesn't always come through or whatnot. But yeah, on the actual whole, just seeing the games, the organization, the way they're structured, just having the other classes as well, sorry, other children in the class as well, because one of the things I was a little bit skeptical about too is, you know, if because it's like I mentioned earlier, it being on Zoom, how's that going to work? But I remember you saying to me about it works really well in they're having like up to 5 children because they can learn off each other and they obviously then don't feel so isolated. And I've really noticed it's really nice because even I've heard Lexi shouting out different children's names or trying to help them and tell them what she thinks they should do, whether or not she's meant to or not. But it's really nice to kind of see that and just see them all come together.
Yeah, I love it. I think like small groups work really well. I think because
Yeah,
I think they get a lot from it, and they also can see, oh, so and so finds it difficult too.
yeah,
So, and I think and I think I think when you're finding her shouting out, it's normally when we're playing games. Because they're going, oh, can we do this? Is not she doesn't shout out when other people are reading. It's more to do with when they're doing games and stuff, and they're going, oh, you should do this, you should do that. You'll probably hear that. Yeah, that's quite common as well. So
yeah,
yeah, but no, we're excited. She's a nice girl. Like no, she is a nice girl, and she's
yeah.
kind of I think she's getting a lot from it, and I can see like she seems happy with
Yeah.
it, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that's for me. I never expected her to be so engaged with it, just because I
Mm,
know how impossible it is to get her to do anything homework related at home. I just never expected her to be so engaged, particularly as she's not face to face with you guys. But it really works. It's
mm,
amazing. And just seeing
mm.
her do it, and yeah, like I say, just her interaction and how even just how animated she is sometimes when you just hear what she's saying or how she's doing things.